The following is an EHC media production.
Hey everyone, this is Moni Lynn with the first ever Wrestling Nerd Chick podcast. Come and join me as I talk about what's going on with the WWE from Raw to SmackDown to today's Women's Evolution. So maybe you should know a little bit about me before we really get into this. What made me, Moni Lynn, get into the WWE? Well, this actually all goes back to when I was a little girl back in the 80s. Now, my dad, being a single father, would watch Glow with me, and I really honestly think he was only watching it because of the women. Being a typical male, single man. So we would watch Glow together, and after watching Glow, we would watch WWF. Now, going back to Glow, that actually brings back a whole bunch of memories for me, and it sucks because I'm having a hard time finding some of those old episodes, but maybe I should look more into YouTube, so I'm definitely going to try to check that out later on tonight. But yeah, I remember watching Glow with my dad, and I absolutely loved Hollywood. I just remember seeing her clothes and all her wardrobe and just thinking, man, that was a badass chick. Well, I probably didn't think badass when I was like 8 years old, but I mean, I just thought she was really, really cool. And my dad was in love with the farmer's daughter, and he used to love her. So yeah, that's just the story about Glow. But after Glow, we would watch WWF. And I remember seeing Andre the Giant just being this huge, gigantic guy, and just being in awe on how someone can be that big. Like you don't see those type of people around. He was just a big monster. And Rowdy Piper, he really got me going. Just the way he talked, the way he drew in the crowd, and of course his wrestling style. Then of course you had Hulk Hogan, who was like the main guy of the roster, and everyone wanted to be just like Hulk Hogan. And yeah, on weekends, me and my dad would always go and visit family, and all of my boy cousins, they absolutely love WWF. They wanted to be Hulk Hogan. I remember we would pretend to be different characters, and they wanted to be different characters. And we had those little pillow pals, and we would throw them around and jump on the bed and slam each other and make a bunch of noise until my dad or my uncles would come and yell at us, and I would get yelled at for not acting like a girl because I would be jumping around with the boys and stuff. But hey, I mean, being little, 8, 9, 10 years old, we were just having a bunch of fun. We did break a bed. I remember that. We broke a bed for jumping on it, and we got in trouble. We had to all sit in corners. So I'll never forget that. That was great. Now, past that, I became a teenager, and of course I did stop watching WWF for a while. But then we cut to 2000 when I started watching again, and what WWF became WWE. And that explained a lot to me, going from WWF to WWE, because it was entertainment, and I remember getting teased for liking wrestling. Everyone always said, oh, it's so fake and stuff like that. And, the WWE made more sense. which is great. I mean, it is, entertainment, but they also do get injured. I've seen a lot of injuries. So back in 2000, when I started watching WWE again, I remember watching Eddie Guerrero, and seeing Eddie made me absolutely happy. I made a connection with Eddie. How I made this connection was because, being of Mexican descent myself, he looked like my uncles. He looked like one of my uncles. He not only that, but he has the same name as my dad, Eddie, and was also from the same city of El Paso, Texas. So I saw connections left and right, and I absolutely loved it. That whole "we lie, we cheat, we steal," and then, he would do his little things of like hitting someone with a chair and then tossing it to someone else and pretending that he never did that. That was always just genius to me. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. You'll always be one of my favorite wrestlers. Of course, another one of my favorite superstars is The Undertaker. Myself being a little bit on the dark side, I saw, just like Eddie, I saw a connection right there. His music caught my attention, and I just absolutely loved his entrance and the whole dead man situation. It was just great to me. Yeah, I love Taker. I mean, now he's retiring, coming back, retiring, coming back. I think it's time for our Undertaker to just retire in full. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch the match with him and Triple H at the Super Showdown. I was watching the Super Showdown, but I fell asleep. Need I dare say that? Yeah, I fell asleep. Fell asleep. I woke up. It was gone. It was done. Over with. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch it. I've heard some things about the match that I'm very, very curious about. So I'm definitely gonna go back sometime this weekend and catch up on that. Now, another one of my wrestlers that I absolutely love is Randy Orton. I think the main thing with Randy Orton that I fell in love with was, and it still holds strong till today, from back then to today, is I always thought he was just really cute. He's a hottie with the body. Great wrestler. He's definitely is a legend killer, and he lives up to that title. And I absolutely love Randy Orton. So that's one of my favorite wrestlers. Of course, my other favorite wrestlers from that era was, of course, Chris Benoit when he tagged with Eddie Guerrero. That was great with his headbutts. Who does a headbutt? I mean, dude, that was crazy. Rest in peace, Chris. You too. I always loved Chavo Guerrero, with him and Eddie Guerrero. Just keeping it in the familia, keeping it together, coming out in those lowriders and their song, "We lie, we cheat, we steal," you know. That was great. And that family, that Guerrero family, they're innovators in themselves. Absolutely great. Of course, I loved Shawn Michaels because he's just a sexy boy in their mind. I mean, he was just great. That sweet chin music, and just some of the moves that he did. He was always really, really good. And RVD. I almost forgot about RVD. Dude, that frog splash, he was badass. RVD was, wow. I can't believe I haven't thought about RVD for a while. I'm gonna go back and try to find some videos to catch up on that. And I'm sure that there's many, many more superstars that are just slipping my mind right now. Well, I'm definitely gonna go back. So yeah, I caught the WWF version back in the 80s. Stopped watching it for a while. Came back in 2000. And then I stopped watching it again. Unfortunately, life got a hold of me, and I stopped watching WWE until about 3 years ago. So when I started watching WWE again, it definitely has a special place in my heart. And it just came back to me, and I was like, wow, like I can't believe I stopped watching this. But yeah, it brought me back memories from being with my dad watching it as a little girl, and my cousins watching it with them and being crazy, jumping around like crazy people. You know, it just brought me back so many memories. And I accidentally just stumbled upon it. I wasn't looking for WWE. I was just changing the channels, and I saw the SmackDown logo come on, and I was like, you know what? It's been a minute. It's been a while since I watched this. So I started watching it again, and it just caught a hold of me. And yeah, I've been watching it since. And when I started watching it again, it was before they split the brands. So it was for a minute it bored me because it would be the same matches from Raw and SmackDown week after week. And then, so I was kind of losing a little bit of interest for a while. And then all of a sudden they split the brands, and they had their Raw brand and their SmackDown brand. When that happened, it actually intrigued me a little bit more. So I definitely was more happier, and I've been happy since. So, you know, that's part of it. Now we shoot to today. So I stopped watching it till about 3 years ago, shoot down to today's day and age of WWE. And I am happy to say when I started watching again, the women were more wrestlers, superstars, rather than eye candy, which is great for this women's evolution. I mean, we have these women, Renee Young, first of all, Renee Young breaking those barriers and becoming the first woman commentator ever. At first, I wasn't like, she wasn't catching me so much, but over the past couple of weeks, I've actually really enjoyed her on commentating lately. So I'm glad that they have her as a commentator. And then she was doing the Super Showdown this week, and she does pretty good. She's really great. She's still growing on me, but I mean, dude, go Renee Young. That's badass, girl. We have Natalia, Natty, Charlotte Flair. I mean, those two ladies, and Nia Jax. Can't forget Nia Jax. Those three ladies are from. They were meant to be. They were meant to be part of the WWE, being part of the Hart family and the Flair family, and you know, just being part of those historical families that were mostly men that dominated WWE. Now they have their girls in there, and it's really, really great to see. I would like to see Tamina come back because she's part of that family. Where's Tamina? I mean, come on, she's got that kick. But we'll see what happens. We got Becky Lynch with the title right now, which she definitely deserves. I don't understand why WWE's trying to make her into a full heel, which I think if she was part heel and part face, because that's what it seems like she is right now, I think that would bring her up like to a higher superstardom. Kind of like maybe like a Stone Cold, you know, give her, give her that both, because she's definitely not just a heel. She's not. But she's not a face, and she's doing a great job being a heel. But I'm so confused. But I'm just glad that she has that title. She definitely deserved it. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss. Last I heard is that she had tingling in her tips of her fingers, which is probably most likely a cause for some type of nerve damage. I hope nothing bad happens to her. I hope everything works out, and I hope that we get to see her at Evolution up against Trish Stratus. That would be fucking amazing. I mean, I wish her all the luck, and I hope she gets better soon. Then we have Sasha. What happened to Sasha? She was supposed to do MMC, Mixed Match Challenge, with who was she with? I can't remember who her partner was. Oh, Bobby Lashley. That's right. So she was supposed to partner with Bobby Lashley, and then they took her off last minute, and she hasn't been seen since. And now they have Mickey James doing her part. But Mickey James is still great. But, I mean, rumor has it that she had some type of injury. And then there's another rumor that has it saying that she might be pregnant. So, good luck, Sasha. I mean, I wish you all the luck in the world. Hopefully, we'll see you back in that ring soon. And, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see that Lita's going to come back for Evolution against Mickey James. Lita, dude, I remember watching her with the Hardy Boys and doing all those tricks, and dude, she was badass. I can't wait. I can't wait to see her. I'm really, really excited. One problem that I do have is I really wish, really, really wish they would push Sonya Deville just a little bit more. Wouldn't it be awesome to see her go against Asuka? I mean, they had that tag team title. It was Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Asuka and Naomi. And for that little bit of time that Asuka and Sonya Deville, they were in the ring together, it was magical. It was great. Those two women are great, but they have Sonya on a short leash, and they're not giving her the notoriety that she deserves. They're not giving that to her. She needs more push. She definitely hasn't, and I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. Hopefully, she'll break that leash and go for the title, or come out more, or maybe even singles or something like that. That would be good. Speaking of tag teams, I'm also waiting for a women's tag team division. So let's go back to putting Sonya Deville with Mandy Rose. They're a great tag team. I mean, am I the only one that thinks there should be a women's tag team division? I don't know. But then again, I do change my mind often, so next time you hear from me, I might have a different take. But for now, I think like women's tag teams, they're great. We have the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They won this weekend at the Super Showdown, and that was really, really emotional for them. And they did great. They did great. They had an interview afterwards where Billie Kay was really, really emotional, and it's great. I'm happy to see that them winning down in Australia made a great impact for those ladies. They deserved it. I also think that it seems that Asuka and Naomi would make a great tag team. So far, they've been tagging together, and so far, they've been doing great. We also have the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot, she's on my radar right now. She's really good. She's good. I see a lot in the future. Well, I'm not psychic, but if I was, I would see a lot for Ruby Riot in the future. And then we have those down Bella twins. Now, I think that the only reason why the Bellas are being pushed so much is because, and I heard this before, the only reason why WWE is pushing them so much is because they are WWE's cash cows. They're making that money off of Total Bellas, Total Divas, Birdie Bee Clothing, and that Bella Dutchy wine, or however you call it. You know WWE has their hands in them. They have their hands in all those little ventures that the Bella twins have going on. Not a big fan of the Bellas. They did not create the women's evolution. There's so many more women before that have created it, or a part of it. There's not just one woman that created this evolution. It's been something that has been happening. It's been something that's been developing, this women's revolution, and it's not the Bellas that created it. So I don't know why WWE has to push them so much. And then with Brie's botch modes lately, I mean, maybe they should really, really back up on those girls, or or just have just Nikki for now. I don't know, but Brie needs some practice. She used to be the stronger one between them, but now supposedly after she gained 10 pounds after having a baby, she's not as good anymore. I don't know. Maybe there's something in the water. Maybe she's drinking too much of their Bella Dici wine. I have no clue. But yeah, they definitely, WWE should push other women a little bit more harder. Like I said, Sonya Deville, I mean, they got Ruby Riott out there that they're pushing pretty good, but Sony, I think, needs a good push, definitely. Well, I mean, that I can keep going on and talk about WWE and different things, but I mean, this is my first podcast, so yeah. So you guys, thanks for checking this out. Next shows we should have some special guests. I know my cousin will be here, and my husband and a few of my other friends will be joining me. We'll be talking about different things that go on in WWE. We'll be taking their takes and other things like that. Also, don't forget to visit Wrestling Nerd Chick on Facebook.com, as well as we started a Wrestling Nerd Chick also on Twitter as well as Instagram. So check it out, Wrestling Nerd Chick. You can hashtag us. You can also hashtag WNC. Don't forget to check out Megadogs LA on Facebook as well as Twitter and Instagram, so that you can get our latest shows that we'll be at with our specialty hot dogs. I believe I told you guys before, we have over 13 different hot dogs. Our menus change from time to time, so you'll never get the same menu twice. So check out Megadogs. You can also, we do bookings too, so if you're in the LA area, get a hold of me if you want a hot dog. So, well, this was Monica. This was Moni Lynn once again with the first time ever Wrestling Nerd Chick podcast, and I hope to hear some comments, and hopefully you guys won't, you won't like really just say whatever you want to say. I don't give a fuck. Tell me what you want. And by the way, Butch, I love you, Butch. And don't forget to vote for RWT promo challenge right now. I'm #1 on there. Thank you very much. I don't know how I did it, but I took down Dave Burnham's sick. And I'm going to go ahead and do it again and again and again until I win that challenge. And I'm going to be the first one. The first gal that's going to take that challenge. Sorry, Butch. You're going bye-bye. Oh, and yeah, I also made history by being the first woman to make the top 10 on RWT. So yay! Hopefully next month I'll move up from #5 to #1. But Harold, you're kicking our asses. But somehow, some way, I'm gonna try to take you down. So once again, everyone, this is Moni Lynn with the first ever Wrestling Nerd Chick podcast, and I will see you soon. Bye.